Hi, I'm Jody Jansen. I teach at Lincoln and I teach kindergarten and first grade inclusion for special needs students. And last year I was in the SIM training for Guided Reading Plus, and I also dabbled in some interactive writing.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Waltz. I teach here at Lincoln. I'm the Title I and Reading Recovery teacher, and I was also involved in the training for SIM, or Guided Reading Plus, and interactive writing.
I'm Leslie Trippreeks. I taught 2nd and 3rd grade special needs, and I was involved with Guided Reading Plus.
Hi, I'm Jody Schmidt. I teach Title I and Reading Recovery here at Lincoln, and as the other ladies, I was involved in the SIM training last year also.
Hi, my name is Letitia Lay. I teach 4th and 5th grade. Last year I was involved in the SIM training also.
Okay, so to get us started, can you tell us a little bit about what that SIM training was like and the impact it had on you and your students?
I'll go ahead and start. The SIM training took place, I want to say, was it 2 to 3, 2 afternoons, maybe 2 Friday afternoons a month. We gathered as teachers, and we had some special needs teachers from here at Lincoln and special needs teachers from NU, right?
Yep.
Was that it then? And
Yep.
then the
Yes.
title team. We it's kind of modeled after the reading recovery piece in that you bring students with you. We had videotapes, or we went behind the glass, and you taught a lesson, and after the lesson was taught, you had the luxury, I guess, of having other people share your strengths, and once again looking at yourself and knowing where you could do a better job or what you needed to work on, and also looking at your own strengths. I think it's something that the kids really enjoyed doing. Like I said earlier today, I think there was the piece of the independent reading where they go and read by themselves and then come back and discuss was really powerful. And the interactive writing day, or the
writing piece.
the writing piece, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself, was really, really powerful also. So, somebody else's turn.
I really liked that we, for the first time, I really felt like as special needs strategists and you guys as reading, interventionists or strategists really had everything on the same page. So we could really use each other as resources, whereas before we were kind of doing our thing and you were kind of doing your thing, and really knowing that what we were doing was, because we do have those kids that might bounce from program to program, and
Exactly.
there's something to be said for that continuity between what's going on with kids in the building as a whole, no matter what type of service they're getting at that time. So that was definitely something new for us to experience, which I think was awesome. I loved sitting around the table with you guys and hearing what you're doing and seeing your videos and comparing it to what I've done in the past and what I was currently trying to learn and do at the same time. So I think that was very powerful. So to talk about that diversity that Anne mentioned in our group was good. New experience.
I think it was helpful to be able to see certain strategies, being used, and then go, oh, well, I can try that. Or if you tried it, oh, well, I tried it this way, but then I kind of tweaked it a little bit. And I gained so much, I think, just from seeing some of the strategies that special needs teachers used, and then I went and tried them, some of them myself, and it was nice too, because some of those students that I did work with had been students of yours or going to be, and like you said, the continuity of that structure of the lesson. The kids knew what came next,
Exactly.
and they knew what to do, and I think that was one.
That was also nice too, if we mixed and matched groups.
Yeah.
If some kids did, progressed faster and went into another group with another teacher, they knew the format, the layout, were comfortable with it.
You didn't have to take an extra day and
Right.
say, okay, this is our format, this is how we're working.
Right.
The kids knew it, and just kind of fell into place. I knew.
They knew the routine
Yeah.
of it all.
Well, and you
And they were
guys saw
comfortable.
great gains,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which, oh my gosh, that was so encouraging.
The
was
kids felt
awesome.
more confident in reading.
And I think we really were hitting their need. We really knew what they needed. We knew their strengths and we knew what they needed. You know, in the past it was like, yeah, I know they can do this and they need to work on this, but with this sim training, it just seemed like really dug deep and found out, okay, yeah, they might need work on this area, but what specifically?
Well, and it does give you a chance to differentiate, wouldn't you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, every
Big
day.
time.
And it was changing.
Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah.
is good.
Like each student was different, even though they were in the same group, you were able to meet their needs. And, you know, that was pretty powerful because the students knew that you were working with them for that
That
2
reason.
minutes or whatever.
Exactly.
Right there. But then they were able to apply it right then too.
Right.
That's probably one of the best things I think I've gotten out of it is, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, but I love the fact that as a teacher now, I have a structure, like, and plus the one that marries the reading and the writing.
Yes.
Before I felt
Happily.
disjointed, like, you know, you never quite got like how to make reading and writing so
Reciprocal,
integrated, yeah,
right.
and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
reciprocal, exactly, because then a lot of times what they did in writing drove, you know, where you went the next couple of lessons with your word work, which is actually the reading part of it. So I mean, like, that's definitely one of the things that I praise the most about the Guided Reading Plus is, well, and even the interactive writing is just how that the reading and writing is like now I don't have to think so hard about how to make that work because you follow the structure of the
It just kind of does it
phase
for
one,
you.
phase two, and it just does it for you. Yep, absolutely. So that's probably my greatest praise for.
You know, I sit here too and I hear you say structure and I like that. I know what you're saying, the piece is so wonderful, but I remember Leslie so many times saying to me too, you know, what you're doing is okay because we are all going to do some things a little bit differently. And you know, you just have to celebrate the successes, which there were plenty of them.
Yeah.
So, but I remember you saying that, don't worry, I mean, you know, don't worry, that was good. So,
And it's helpful to hear that, you know, and with those conversations that we had after we'd watched a lesson, you know, I remember a lot of us feeling, oh, that lesson wasn't so great, and everybody's like, what are you talking about? You did this, and you did this.
well, you're always real hard on yourself.
Yeah, and it was
But-
just helpful to get that feedback, you know, don't get that necessarily on an everyday basis, so to get it every so
Well, I think the
often.
self-evaluation first makes you
Oh, yeah.
better, and then the group evaluation and tips makes you even better than better. You know,
And I think I
at your
spent as
best.
much time thinking about what that person on the video did as I did like myself.
relating
like,
it to
doesn't
your own
totally just make you
lessons.
think through like, okay, like, oh, I totally have a student that does that, and
Right.
what did they do, and I'm gonna try that, or like, oh, that didn't work for
Teachers,
them
couple
either. So
things. I have your name
you know,
badges
so
here in the office for this year. Also, we have quite a few kids who did not show up for registration. So if you are willing to call the kids that are on your class list, call the parents to see if they live in the same address, and to make sure that they're still coming to Lincoln. If you're willing to do that, if you would just let me know, I could get you those names. Thank you.
So speaking of
Also,
students,
Jill let me know this morning that
in a
she's going to
minute.
be off for 2 weeks starting Monday. So if you have any technology requests that are immediately needed, please make sure you put in that request this week. Otherwise, they will only come out if it's an emergency. Thank you.
So back to students, if any of you would be willing to speak to specific impact on students' gains.
I know for me it was hard at first because I'm teach upper grades. I was kind of like leery on the program, but once I went in there and tried it, the kids enjoyed it, and I saw a lot of the kids have a lot of growth. And we moved pretty fast through the lessons, and at the end of the year, everybody was pleased at where they were in their reading.
Yeah, I had great success with my special needs students. I had students coming in at 3 and testing out at 18, coming in at 8 and, you know, testing out at 28. Just seeing their confidence and letting themselves know, you know, they can read and they can,
They're readers,
Read
they're
as-
writers.
you know, their peers, even though they're still a little, behind, but just to see their confidence and have them believe in themselves that they can do it and enjoy picking out books and enjoy writing, and asking themselves questions, asking their peers questions. It was a cool experience. I saw tremendous growth with all of my students.
I think that the writing, that interactive writing piece, and especially using that with the kindergartners. This is the first year I worked with kindergartners, and I was very excited to be able to use this with the kindergartners. The kids were so excited to do the writing. And, we wrote together, and they wrote on their own, and what they produced was just amazing. I mean, some of these kids that came in that were struggling to write their name the right way, they were able to, in a month or two, be able to turn it around and and be able to write their name the correct way. Whereas we were really concerned when they came in because they were struggling in that aspect, and the amount of writing that they were able to do versus some of their peers just in their classroom was quite a bit more too. So I don't know. For kindergarten, it was just that writing piece was really strong.
I know for myself, I had a student in first grade with the Guided Reading Plus, and she met the grade level expectation at the end of the year, and it was a huge celebration for all of us, her classroom teacher, for myself, for her mom, for past, reading interventionists that had worked with her. I mean, it really became a group celebration for her that, and for her to be, going out and telling people, I read the level, it was huge. So to see that transfer from, yes, I saw the growth and I saw her progress, but to make that transfer to the, typical expectation that's given to a first grader, and to meet that, independent of me, it wasn't, she wasn't with me, I didn't test it, that was her and her classroom teacher, and, a grade level expectation that she met. So that was a huge celebration. So that's definitely one that I hope to see repeat in year 2.
Any final thoughts you'd like to share?
I'm so glad that you have made this decision to give it a shot, because it's awesome for your teachers, but it's even better for your students. You'll see so much growth in both areas, and more importantly, you'll see confidence in your teachers, your support, and your students. And it's cool.
Amen, sister.
Good. Nice job. All right. Cut. Okay.